myself in your eyes. I see myself in your eyes. Night swims in the rain. Wanna take a trip up the stream. My fingertips on your waist. You and I feel the same. I've never been one to wait. So give me your everything. 'Cause every time you look at me, I see myself in your eyes. 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 I see you in everything. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I see you in everything. I see myself in your eyes. I know what place where I wanna go. Could you just stay by my side? It'll be alright. I wanna taste of the other side. Give
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to another Hour with Sebastian, aka the founder of Indexify. Let's go here. What a day. Just headlines after headlines this weekend was incessant with the different things going on. We're going to get right into it. And then separately, I also want to show something that I'm working on for this particular time of the day. So something cool. I'm always experimenting with like ways to upgrade the live stream, which is like how you can like use our AI tools to do that. And we'll go from there. I'm just gonna check all of my things at the moment. One moment. All right. Oh boy. I wonder how everybody else is. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Everybody else's day is going. I mean, just the market. The market has been insane. So, as always, we're going to start with just market news, and then we're going to go into the different headlines that we're seeing today. Some of which are good, some of which are bad. A lot of different things going on. A lot of controversy too. Number one, NASDAQ and tech stocks are doing pretty well in relativity. So just looking at the different indices, NASDAQ is down 3 basis points, essentially flat on the day, whereas the Dow and the S&P are down 75 bips and 35 bips respectively. Meanwhile, oil just having one of the most historic runs of all time. To put it in perspective, oil on the 25th of February was $65. It was actually $62 in earlier in February, and within the past 6 months, it's hit a low of probably $55. It's currently sitting at $95. We haven't seen a movement like this in oil for approximately 5 years. 5 to 10 years, within like just the time frame. The time frame it went up or down. During COVID, I remember watching it on TV going negative, and that was over the course of a few weeks. If you bought that dip, you would be up almost 5x. So something to learn about oil. Overall, what does this mean? And this is kind of goes to our first headline, which is $4 gas. Let's just go to Polymarket right now and take a look at the predictions for $4 gas because, yeah, here we go. Above $5 is 34% chance. I feel like that's a pretty good no, but that is insane. I do wonder what is the actual... Anyways, so you have 34 cents on $5 gas. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty low likelihood. So 66 looks good there. 44. So let's just see. Let's just see. I really, I think everybody's wondering what a barrel of oil to the gas price even equates. So. What is the equation for? I'm using ChatGPT for oil price corresponding to gas prices. So essentially, oil's at 95. So where's that put the actual dollars per gas? So, all right. So $80 a barrel. Gas is at $3.12. What is $120 per barrel? So $120 oil equates to roughly $4 to $5. So certainly, I mean, they're saying 99% chance to 350, 88% above 4. It's already hit $120. I don't know what we should look at the rules here. On average, the U.S. regular gas price is equal to or listed if the price is okay. So gasprices.aaa.com currently sitting at 350. So wow. Okay. California is already at 520. I would love to see an actual chart of this. Yeah, so gas is already up 27 cents. So what a crazy market. If it's above 5, there's going to be people are going to be pretty angry. But there you have it. You have 34% chance of gas over $5. People are actually putting money on. Now there's low volumes here, but overall it is cool to see. It looks like the most up is $3.75, which is at 53%. It's interesting. If this is up 53%, this looks like a good market to bet on, because you could literally scrape this number every second and see what it is, or when it updates. Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. It looks like the only time it has been above 450 was in 2022, or 5 months after the war started. So there you have it. Gosh, calcmyoil.com or something. There should be. I feel like there should be somebody who's calcing the gas prices based on the current spreads. I mean, if it's 375 right now, then you can already see, but it's obviously going to go up, just based on the insane appreciation they're going through inventories, et cetera, et cetera. So very cool. Okay, so that's oil. Oil is going insane. What else? There was, it looks like for the overall markets, Tesla's down 1%. The USD is the US dollars is pretty much up, and then Bitcoin's at 68.5. So Bitcoin hit a high of 69, almost 70 today, and it did hit 72 for a brief moment on March 3rd. And one of the reasons why it hit that amount was it seems that MicroStrategy went and bought a substantial amount of what you would call supply in the market. MicroStrategy went in the market. Let's just see how much they actually bought. MicroStrategy. So there's a few different things about this that should be recognized here. Number one, they bought. It's important to note how they actually bought the Bitcoin. They bought 17,000, almost 18,000 of Bitcoin for $1.28 billion at $70,946 per Bitcoin. However, it's important to note that the way that they actually funded the purchase of these Bitcoin was specifically through the sale of one of their equity, or one of their instruments, like one of their debt instruments, which people are really getting quite nervous about. Let's just take a look. They issued out Class A common stock and STRC stock, which is a variable interest rate perpetual preferred stock. So and it was at the money. So basically, they sold it, or they just sold it into the market as it was. Now let's just take a look at Strategy's price as of late. I mean, you would argue that the sale of equity that brought it down would then add back to the market cap, knowing that the market now sees that the sales were MicroStrategy themselves to go buy more. So it's almost like, your equity value goes up while you're selling, and like your stock price is going down, yet you're buying assets, so it should go back up. So definitely slightly bullish behavior on Strategy by buying that amount, especially because of the amount of volume that this stock is able to absorb. Like the amount of selling that they did, $1.2 billion of sales on their instruments is pretty impressive. So they still certainly have access to the capital markets, and we'll continue to watch that. Now that's number one. Number two, there was a few big headlines on the financial sector. Let's just see. Morgan Stanley is laying off 3% of the workforce, 2,500 employees, spanning investment banking, trading, wealth management, and investment management. I would like to understand what type of profile was cut, but it seems to be, they give a good profile, but it is interesting to understand whether or not they are cutting younger people versus older people. This is individual job performance, so that could be anything really. The difference though is that that's one. So Amazon. Okay, so the last time we had layoffs was in 2022. Amazon laid off 10,000 people. Twitter 50%. Snapchat, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're gonna go to Grok here because there was who announced layoffs this week. So we have Block, then we have a few banks actually did it gloat 20% of the workforce, which is HR tech platform. Okay, Brewdog laid off 500 jobs after an acquisition. Oracle planning layoffs of 20 to 30,000 people, or 12 to 18% of its global workforce. I mean, that is significant. That is very significant. Morgan Stanley announced it, and then Citigroup, about 1,000 jobs cut as a larger restructuring to eliminate 20,000 roles. I want to touch on the Citigroup. The Citigroup, when did they announce that? When did announce the layoffs? Citigroup announced these layoffs quite recently. I mean, one of the key things, March 2026 was part of an ongoing restructuring plan announced in January 2024, where Jane Fraser outlined a multi-year effort to eliminate up to 20,000 roles by the end of 2026 to simplify operations, cut costs, and boost profitability. So this seems to be a planned overhaul. It just shows you though, you can't just go lay off the workforce. So it took them, they announced this in 2024. It took them 2.5 years to lay off that amount of people, which is 12 to 16%. So that just shows you like how long a sales, or not a sales cycle, but a cycle of restructuring or layoffs tends to occur. That's how long it will take. 2 to 3 years. And that's only a portion of their workforce. So they really intentfully went and did that. I'm sure they spent a year before that doing the research. Now, you could argue that that time frame is going to come down as you have better tooling systems that allows you to evaluate things or automate certain tasks, et cetera, et cetera. But it just shows you how long it takes for somebody to actually reduce their workforce. Oh man. Another interesting thing, Cluely went and I'm actually going to switch profiles here because this is on my main account. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Hypatia Woman CEO ETF. What is this? What is this? What is this they speak of? A woman ETF? Hypatia? Hypatia? When was this announced? So they woman ETF. This is kind of cool. Why is okay, there we go. So this I would presume obviously I would presume that this would be based on all the companies that are led by women. This is actually an interesting index though. Overall, I wonder what they have in this. What is in this index? Number of holdings, 156 to 158. Marathon Petroleum Corp. Well, that's oil. Occidental Petroleum, Kinder Morgan, HubSpot. That's crazy. Well, that's not that crazy, I guess. I didn't realize that Occidental Petroleum Corp has a woman CEO. Wow. Now, I wonder what's driving the performance of this company. Obviously, it looks like Occidental is going up based on the crazy oil prices going on. This just shows you, though, if you bought Occidental in 2020, you would have gotten it at $10. That would have been a 5x. I'm telling you, this is very similar to these AI worries. Like, this is very, very similar. I mean, I'm getting chills here because it's, systematically, like, nothing is changing so far. We always know that new software comes out. Oil systematically goes up and down based on different cycles, who's in office, et cetera, et cetera. But, oil futures, let's take a look. Wow, oil definitely coming down, though. I mean, it hit a high of 120. It's currently at 92. So, definitely a lot of hype. I wonder where the buying opportunity is. One of the stocks that we've been looking at, EONR, which is one of these short squeezes from Reddit, is up from a low up basically 3x since February 2025. So some crazy stuff going on. The markets are crazy. In other news, Zcash, Zodal, which is Zcash, the founding team went and started their own, essentially, wallet provider. Led a massive seed round of $25 million, led by A16Z, Paradigm, Cypherpunk, Winklevoss, just quite a number of people, Maelstrom as well. So, very interesting to see such investment, especially in just in a wallet application. But very cool. Very cool. Um, oh, here it is. So here's the Cluely. We're gonna. So if you haven't heard, Cluely, the Cluely CEO, has been under hot water because of their different or improper way of describing their revenue, which he clearly admitted. However, he had a very explicit rebuttal to this. So let's take a look.
Hello, TechCrunch Foids and Moids. There's a recent article about me that I want to address, but first, let's do a quick recap of Roy Lee history. Since I left school no more than 2 semesters ago, I've gotten 2 startups to do millions of dollars in revenue each, became the most well-known face in all of technology under 25 years old, got billions of views across all social media platforms, and I hand-wrote the growth playbook that every single YC startup right now is copying. We've never had a down month in Cluely history, and today we're fucking profitable. But I guess it's time for another article about Roy. Fun fact to all you techroids, did you know you guys have more mentions of Roy Lee on your site than fucking Jeffrey Epstein? I hope you guys know that you are single-handedly responsible for the biggest media cover-up in all of modern history. But I guess it's not tech news that every tech billionaire is a satanic child-eating murderer. Instead, let's write the 12th article.
Now, the one thing about this is he seems to be diverting the attention away from his mess up. So I do feel like he's just kind of throwing these things out because he's saying this is insignificant, but also too he's admitting and then shifting the narrative to something they didn't do and that they are unethical in the way that they did this. So it's an interesting way to phrase this, but we'll listen to the rest.
About Roy getting his numbers fractionally wrong 2 months after he launched the product. And all the headlines make it sound like you guys dug up and caught me. No, I'm the one who reported the screenshots. I'm the one who uploaded it because I was trying to be more transparent than 99% of the founders on this entire fucking platform and own up to the one time I was actually a little bit off. Because I really am on the ground every fucking day trying to build something generational, and I'm doing it more publicly than every single one of you watching this video has ever had to. If I wanted to make a few mil and walked away, I would have launched the coin 6 fucking months ago. But I didn't, and I never would, because I'm really not trying to fucking scam people. I really am working my ass off to build something great. And I don't care if every single person thinks my strategy is wrong, because in 10 fucking years, when the market cap of Roy Lee is at $10 trillion, history will prove me right. And every anonymous profile picture having Twitter motherfucker could combine their micro penises into one giant hate boner against me, and it still won't stop me. Because if there's one thing about me, it's that at the end of the day, I'm never ever giving up until the day I fucking die. Okay, I think that was a good take.
Wow. I like the fact that he put like the Running Man. If you saw in the video, he puts like the Running Man TikTok slop on the bottom right, which your eyes just like go to. Your eyes just go to it. They don't even know. But that was Roy at Cluely's response to him basically telling a reporter that he falsified his revenue numbers. And TechCrunch wrote a article on it. I don't actually think this is a good. I don't know if that's a great response to the situation. I think he could have. It's definitely controversial. He was going for virality here, but yeah, Martin Shkreli was like the top commentator. Exactly. Martin Shkreli, the biggest scammer in the world. Generally, these figures crash and burn because the smoke is this. There is a fire usually when somebody is doing these things, but he is very clearly a master at marketing, regardless of whether or not he's ethical or the way he does things. But going out on a limb, a lot of the times these people do get caught. So unless he's truly an actor, then I would be surprised. in other news, OpenAI did. There's been a kind of a focus lately on vibe coding. Not necessarily the way that you think about it, which is like, oh, I can create a bunch of tools, or et cetera, et cetera. No, it's actually like, how do you fix the vibe coding that breaks, right? OpenAI just acquired PromptFoo. If you don't know what PromptFoo is, it's a company that allows you to test and see bugs quicker, faster than ever before using AI technology. They essentially acquired PromptFoo. They have a massive community. I think they have 300,000 users on here, which for the most part, that's like the entire coding universe with AI right now. There's really not that many people using it. So the fact that they have that many that are integrated into systems, that's pretty serious. It's trusted by over 25% of Fortune 500 companies who use AI tech. That's a very key thing. But I would argue that a lot of this is another talent acquisition by OpenAI to essentially acquire the team. A lot of these companies at this point, like PromptFoo, are almost like open source protocols that you have these kind of very talented engineers building these things on the side, and then eventually go full time, and then eventually get acquired. So it does seem like they are really trying to cut off the talent pool with respect to AI applications, the ones that are certainly getting integrated. OpenClaw was a very similar format where they basically took the rug under Anthropic and acquired that. So it's overall it's moving quite rapidly to the case where OpenAI is going after pretty much any talent that is left in the space. Meta did this a couple of years ago by essentially, like, all these companies are going after the talent pools because that's really the way that these companies, these systems are going to grow, is by acquiring better and better talent. In this respect, it's very clear they're trying to do the same thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Anthropic was involved here. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthropic just kills their entire company by just releasing a security basically agent. So, that is the case. They're just continuously doing so. The other thing, the other news is that Anthropic actually did go and sue the United States government for designating them as a supply chain risk. This really wasn't out of the blue. Like, it's kind of like everybody should have known that this was coming. But they did announce this today. Anthropic rejected the U.S. Pentagon's final offer 24 hours before the U.S. Secretary had this deadline. This was most certainly a deadline that was created from the Iran crisis, or the Iran situation, where they're going and bombing another country, and Anthropic basically stepped in and said, hey, we're not going to do certain things. That is not really allowed for U.S. contractors to do, because they don't have anything other than national security interests. And when you can't use a software, or somebody says, oh, I'm not going to do something, they can't integrate you at all, because they are now prone, like U.S. lives are prone to dying, essentially, because of this unreliability. They don't know if it's actually going to be pushed. Right? They don't know if they're actually going to be able to use the tech that they're paying for, that they rely upon for the safety of the U.S. military personnel. Separately, that does seem a little strange, that the, oh my gosh, there was just a headline. Trump mules taking over the Strait of Hormuz. Trump administration announces a $20 billion reinsurance program for the oil tankers and other vessels moving through the Strait of Hormuz. Details include U.S. DFC insured losses up to $20 billion on a rolling basis. The Treasury Department will be cooperating with CENTCOM program. Priority is to get oil, gasoline, LNG, jet fuel, and fertilizer through the Strait of Hormuz. Let's just go through, where is this? Why is this such a big deal? Where is this? So it looks like this is in direct response to Qatar shutting off natural gas shipments. So the Strait of Hormuz, which is, I believe, right here, and that is the case. Also, France seems to be moving defensive mission to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which means that this is leading. This is really the like what is like this is the biggest thing of this war. Okay, so this is obviously the biggest portion of this. I mean, if other countries are stepping in, this is what the issues are. So it's the strait between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Wow. Okay. Look at this article. This article in. So this is a 10-minute. This is a 10-minute audio brief. I'm actually curious. Let's listen to this.
No one, not even Beijing, is getting through the Strait of Hormuz. Commentary by CSIS's Harrison Pretot, Monica Sato, Aidan Powers-Riggs, and Matthew P. Funiol. Published March 6, 2026. Please note that this publication contains visual analysis. To view the full analysis, read the publication. Maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has come to a virtual standstill. The resulting trade disruptions will be felt globally, but China's outsized reliance on energy imports from the region and its position as one of Iran's few remaining international partners makes its response to the crisis especially consequential. Despite Beijing's calls to keep the strait open to international trade, ship tracking data shows that Chinese tanker and container ships have all but ceased transit since the conflict began, leaving dozens of Chinese ships trapped in the Persian Gulf. This data underscores China's limited ability to shape the course of the conflict, even to protect its own strategic and commercial interests. Traffic stops. Quickly after the initial round of airstrikes, which killed Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and other senior political and military officials, the country's remaining leadership announced that its retaliation would include strikes on regional energy infrastructure and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. On March 2nd, a senior Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) advisor declared that any vessel attempting to pass through the strait would be attacked. Within 24 hours, at least 5 commercial ships operating in nearby waters were targeted with drones or missiles. Traffic estimates based on ship tracking data indicate that Iran has so far been largely successful in shutting down traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. Automatic Identification System, AIS, data from Starboard Maritime Intelligence shows that the strait was averaging more than 153 vessel transits per day in the weeks leading up to the conflict, with container ships and oil tankers together making up roughly 88% of traffic. But since March 1st, only 78 vessels have been detected passing through the strait for a daily average of 13. Transits have quickly dropped off as the conflict has escalated. On February 28th, the day of the initial strikes on Tehran, 105 ships transited the strait, approximately 68% of its typical volume compared to prior weeks. By March 2nd, total traffic fell to a mere 13 transits.
All right, so this is very clear. Wow. So this is on the 6th. So this is on Friday. This is wow. The Nasdaq's up 1.15%. What just happened? What just happened? To be clear, the Nasdaq was down 2 points before opening, so it's up a percent. There's a swing of 3%. What is the latest news here? What is the latest? What's going on? Holy crap. 9 minutes ago, the war is pretty much done. Wow. Oil down. I mean, you're seeing this live. Holy crap. This is craziness. Oil down pretty much 30%. I mean, this is like the craziest thing. Poly market. Still at 34% on Poly market for $5 gas. This seems like should be going down pretty dramatically. You could almost argue $4 would not be the case, but this is like look at that. Wow. It happened 15 minutes ago? Nasdaq up 1.5%, oil down 8%, silver up 1.9%, Bitcoin at 69. Wow, I mean, this is actually one of the craziest things that, like, this market, to be put in perspective, like, the market is going up and down by 3% every day. Like, it's just out of control. Like, and it's not really going anywhere. It's just chop. But it just shows you, like, what is going on here. I wonder where Robinhood is. I mean, honestly, yeah, 79. I mean, these types of companies are the ones that should be the most, that should get the most out of this volatility of this chop, right? Just because there's so much volatility, you have tons of buying and selling. On the other hand, retail has largely backed off. But yeah, I mean, essentially everything was down 3 to 4% before. Now it's up 1.5. So, wow. Bitcoin was up 30. I mean, oil was up 30%. It's now down. Largest daily reversal ever recorded. Ever recorded. President Trump may have gotten into something that would be incredibly dangerous for the world if he shows again that a falling stock market is his kryptonite. Oh, that's true. Wow. NVIDIA, where's NVIDIA at? Our boy Burry has quite a short on NVIDIA. This is insane. This is insanity. I mean, to be quite honest, it's very clear. It's very clear. I totally disagree with Michael Burry on this. Trump may have gotten himself into something incredibly dangerous to the world if he shows up again that a falling stock market is his kryptonite. I think it's very clear he does not care. He's literally saying, we are going to go do this, and that's it. Period. Full stop. Like, and it doesn't matter whether or not there's a massive stock market correction from it. In fact, he's trying to move rates down. So to the point, he's just saying, I'm just going to do this, and I'm expecting rates to come down anyway. So I actually don't agree with this stance. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are commenting on this. You must have missed the part where he said short-term pain for long-term gain. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the case. Interestingly enough, EONR, which touched $1.25 today, is currently sitting at 85 cents. So, the conflict is running these things incredibly hard. Incredibly hard. Oil crashed from 120 to 86. Silver and gold. Silver's up. Gold is down. I mean, it's all over the place. Literally all over the place. Circle, on the other hand, stable coins are up. So it just shows you what's going on here. But generally, when Trump he's been very clear with his intents. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, let's see what the latest news is. Oh, Justin, Trump to hold news conference at 5:30 as he weighs immediate options to curb oil prices. Yeah, I mean, he's literally going. He's like Elon. He's like going again off the longs. Like he's literally like, you guys want to do this? I'm gonna wreck you. To put it in perspective, oil was on Friday was at 85. So that's just the perspective of, and before this all started on the 19th, it was at 66. So some of the craziest volatility I think in the world has ever seen before with respect to asset prices. Very hard to judge where it's going. But overall, it's good for the market. I mean, the market, although the market really ratcheted down in February. So the war, or whatever, the battle, whatever you want to call it, which I believe was on the 25th, we're like a week in, or the 4th. No, it was the second. It was last Monday. We went down to 24. So, the stocks haven't really moved that much considering the crazy circumstances. The draft is not in plans of now, but President Trump is keeping all options on the table, per the White House. Okay, guys, we're talking about the draft? We're talking about a draft with something that he's pretty much done with? A military draft is not currently under consideration. All options. Okay. So. I'm just going through the timeline right now. Greg, seems like Diddy was ahead of the game with stockpiling all the oil. Ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and create some stacks on Indexify. Obviously, we like to do this on at the end of every hour. Now, one of the things that I have really got into is this singularity bet. I really like this narrative. Obviously, I think the war has taken over in terms of narratives, but singularity as a whole, which is basically the narrative that AI is past the point at which you can control it. People are saying Q1 is really the time frame that is happening. So I presume that this is going to continue to increase in the amount that is being talked of, what's going on with it, et cetera, et cetera. So I like this one. Update on Stack Wars. Our students are doing quite well. The biggest winner, shockingly, is Microsoft. So you can see who you really can see who chose crypto, who didn't. So Addy Stack chose a Microsoft stock, tokenized Microsoft stock, DeFi UB 2026. It's a mixture of crypto and equities, and then Stacky and Noah DeFi Club where is more of a DeFi oriented or a crypto digital assets oriented portfolios. So it's good to see that. Now let's just take a look at on-chain stocks. Circle obviously doing extraordinarily well, up to 102, really showing the use case of their product over the course of these crazy time frames. Interesting. The Circle R stock's at $57. You don't really know what this is, but it does look like Circle stock is up 12% on the day. Anduril is up basically flat. Let's just take a look at kind of the highest volume assets here. Looks like Robinhood stock is also up 4.7%. So, DFDV on a little bit of a comeback. Now let's just take a look at their overall chart. So this is DeFi Development Corp. This is a Solana-based treasury company. And their market capitalization is $116 million. This company had a pretty crazy run up. This is led by Multicoin's, one of Multicoin's, I don't know, founders, but like founding partners maybe, Kyle Salami. He is the board. He actually stepped down from Multicoin a couple weeks ago, and now is currently sitting at $3.91. The all-time high of the stock was $54. So at one point, this was touted as one of the craziest, most innovative ways of getting exposure to crypto, and now it's sitting at a very low market cap relative to the overall price. It did start at about $1, so it's still 4x from where it originally started. However, it is certainly pretty down. I would like to understand what the NAV discount here is. This is a DAT, so essentially they're holding Solana, and it could be that this is actually operating at a discount. So let's just take a quick look at DFDV. I would like to understand the NAV. They call it the MNAV. Yeah, here we go. Let's see, enterprise value. Enterprise value is 268 million, which is basically your equity plus your cash minus your debt. Sol NAV, MNAV, so it's 40% discount. What is leading to this discount? Let's hit him up. Kyle Samani. This is a wild. It was just like a wild 40% discount. Odd. Very odd. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. The adjusted MNAV. The amount of souls outstanding. Wait, so this is not. Fully diluted is actually 0.5 times adjusted NAV. Headline MNAV is 0.6. Fully diluted MNAV is 0.5. It just doesn't make any sense. It straight up just doesn't make any sense. Sorry. Enterprise value divided by the Sol NAV is 1.5. So what what is this? Market to NAV ratio showing how many times the share price trades above the NAV. NAV is calculated as the total value of Sol holdings without adjustments for debt or potential dilution. Share price divided by NAV per share, where the NAV represents the total Sol value. So something is odd here. So MNAV is supposed to be an enterprise value to NAV, which is SOL per share. Like, this is why is this so complicated? Enterprise value to NAV calculation adds the total value of outstanding debt, both ITM and OTM, to the market cap, while also subtracting 3.6 million shares of prepaid forward contract. So it does look like that the adjusted MNAV is actually 1.4 times, because it's taking into account all the other debt outstanding. Because you have to buy the debt. If you wanted to buy the company, you would have to buy the equity, and retire all the debt outstanding. So that's and the cash, and you subtract cash out. So it does look like it's actually higher. I don't know why. I don't know why they make it seem like it's actually lower. Let's have Grok. Let's have Grok do a little analysis on this. Very strange. It's like very odd. Oh, nice. This is cool. I'm just making this. Yeah, I'm it's very odd. Huh. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. I mean, it just seems like there's not a lot of like news around this. It really just doesn't. Solana-backed treasury company talks to dividend-backed stablecoins. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't give you like a lot of information on what is the reasons for this. But hey, all right. Anyways, we're gonna continue. As always, at the end of our oh, look at this, doing pretty well. This is the one that we're really kind of betting on, which is the singularity token. But at the end of these, we're always creating. This is our 30th AI cohort, number 30. Hold up. Create a stack of the best performing tokens in the last 24 hours and are between 250K and 2 million market cap. Do. Oh yeah, these are all good good ones. So we have, this is AI cohort number 30. By the forehead, Kilroy was here, Michi, and Gracchus Maximus. Very good. It's four different ones, so it's good to see a little bit of a diversification here. It's overall up 124% in the day. It looks like these are around 270. Some of them are around 1 million, 1.6 million. What would be interesting is just like adding in the inception date of these coins, because that would tell us how old they are. But something certainly that we will be, implementing into the system. But I really like this. I mean, it's very clean. It's very clean. We're just gonna go to most recent. Yeah, it looks like Gracchus is actually. Looks like our guy McStacker actually stacked this thing. I don't know. Let's search. ALX changed his name to Gracchus Maximus and follows their official X account. Huh. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is it. Let's see what Thread Guy's talking about. It's always interesting. I'm always
performed. There is a new Bloomberg article that dropped about hype, and we will watch that. So I had a bunch of like oil Trump stuff to cover, but let's just like see the taco here. Let's go. Maybe like Walter Bloomberg is probably the best. And then we can go back and look at history as to what happened. So Trump moles taking over Strait of Hormuz is one. Trump has again expressed interest in Ukraine conflict to end soon. This was one of them for sure. Trump says U.S. is very far ahead of his initial 4 to 5 week estimated time frame on Iran. CBS reporter on X citing interview. So very far ahead. He also said, Trump, I think the Iran war is very complete, pretty much. CBS reporter on X citing an interview. And that was basically it. Okay, so we'll go through the comments that led up to where we got today. But we basically went into Friday with extreme escalation on the Middle East conflict, and then Israel, U.S. bombing oil reserves in Iran, and Iran bombing everybody else's oil reserves. The Strait stays closed. Price discovery on oil goes parabolic over the weekend, and it happens on Hyperliquid, which was nuts. We got as high as 113 on TradingView, but I think it was higher. Crude 119. And so what I started the stream with this morning is this. Okay, yeah. So I started the stream with this morning. So okay. Centrini short cooked. Yeah, he did. Centrini did cook. So okay. I'll look at this tweet real quick. Oh, not that. Dude, give me a fucking break. This is why I don't blindly click links. Penguin. We're talking about fucking war in the Middle East. Send me fucking penguin token. Give me a fucking break. So okay, everything was going crazy this weekend, and this was part of the reason why. Is apocalyptic scenes from Tehran after Israel strikes Iran's oil infra. And I watched this morning. It's worth watching again. Just apocalyptic scenes, and they're bombing oil. They're bombing oil reserves. Look, look at this is gnarly. This doesn't even look real. This doesn't even look real. It's pretty horrifying scene. Really horrifying. Look at the.
Yeah, nothing really too much there. But overall, oil literally just erased its entire gain. Let's see where we're at just right now. Yeah, U.S. oil at 87. So it's pretty much fully outside of there. But with that, guys, crazy day today. Just the entire market decided to reverse after Trump said that the war is basically over. So, it just shows you the insane volatility right now. Very hard to predict what's happening next. But overall, just an astounding couple of days since Friday. Good luck for all those who were trading oil. Generally looking pretty tough, but cool to watch nonetheless. It was insane. EONR, our favorite Reddit stock, is up 5.5% after trading hours. Although I will say, it's looking more and more like over the past hour. It's just showing. Literally just shows you that anything can happen. So you got to be careful about any bets that you're placing short term, other than the stock market going up. The volatility. I want to say there's got to be some volatility markers here because let's just see volume. Oh, it's not showing up. Oh, this is not the right one. Hold up. There's so much chop going on right now. So much chop. Definitely, just comparing between our up period, overall volume. I would love to see a volume trend. Let's see if we can get one. I'd like to see. I want to see volume. Net volume, volume weighted price, 24-hour volume, on balance, percentage volume oscillator. Yeah. Wow. Wow, this seems like a freaking hell of an indicator. Any real spike in wow. On the daily here, this seems like a good indicator to look at. Wow. These are full standard deviations away. Huh. Oil sitting at like 67. I mean, this is just some of the most insane things you've ever seen. Wild. Wild. We're just going through and looking at the indicators. But I mean, you just have to look at this and go, "Oh my gosh, this is craziness." Hype is sitting at 34, which is wild. It's really showing its use case right now. And we probably are going to get perps in the United States. So I do feel like this is probably a good buy. Probably good buy. Probably. But all right, I think that's it. I don't know if we're missing much else. Oh my gosh. Fellas, literally at the beginning of this, I go, who it's shocking. Literally shocking. The OpenAI bought 52 minutes ago. Oh, wait, when did OpenAI prompt foo? OpenAI bought PromptFoo 3 hours ago. And Claude Code releases a competitor to it right now. I mean, like, you can't make this up. You literally cannot make this up. Holy crap. Wow. Anthropic. Wow. I mean, you're like, how do you even do business? This guy shorted $4 million worth of oil 15 hours ago. Either got liquidated to all hell or... I mean, this looks fake. This is definitely fake. There's no way. What are the comments on this Claude? Let's just watch this Claude commercial before we wrap up here. It's actually, it doesn't seem to be more of a security feature. It seems like more of a like just a reviewing code feature. So depends on how they're actually doing this, but another Claude update. You are here. Another Claude update. Wow. I don't even know. I don't even know how do you even. I mean, anybody that's building like infrastructure tools to go build things, like I just don't know how one even operates. Like sector specific tooling software, anything that's like generalist, it just seems like it's impossible. Oh, this is a good meme. Claude Opus 4.6 sub agents legacy code base last touch in 2017. Oh gosh. So it doesn't seem to be that much of a competitor to the one that was just released, but generally it was pretty good. Pretty similar. Wow. Okay. So they actually built this for themselves. Wow. I gotta send this around. This is insane. Wow. All right. Well, we went through. We made our stacks today, which was incredible. Very fun. Let's just take a look. It is currently up 3%, so definitely doing quite well. And I think very soon I want to actually release a backtesting module for some of this stuff. But I always enjoy doing just making new stacks. It's great. All right. Well, with that, I think we're. Oh gosh, I guess we never. What? No way. No way. It's actually a pretty decent like non-delay here. Yeah, very nice. Whoa, up 6%. Guys, holy crap, this thing's cooking. All right, let's do a little. AI cohort 19 is up 3%. We did do some rebalancings here, which is good. Very good. Very, very good. Up 4%. Goated up 158%. Wow, okay. Nice. Maybe we should... Let's try doing this. Let's try... Let's just see where these are at. 840. Nothing looks too bad. Said protocol. I don't know what this is. Let's take a look. Looks okay. Looks okay. It's up on the day, so we'll continue on that. Oh gosh, I mean, it looks pretty good. Our SpaceX call is up 2.5%. AI cohort number 26 is not doing too well, so I think we can take these guys out. Let's cut our losses there. Let's get into this. I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna market buy, and then I'm gonna set a limit order. Take profit at 20% above. And I'm gonna say take 50%. Never. Nice. Look at that. Whew, that's nice. Holy crap, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Look at that. So we have our limit order in there. Wow, really nice. Take profit at $1.25. Very nice. I like it. Alrighty, fellas. I think that's it for today. Great job, everybody. Have a wonderful week. I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully we come back tomorrow and this is cooking. All right. So I'll see you guys and enjoy the rest of your day.